Crime is down all over the world except here. Crime here is up and through the roof. Despite their fraudulent statements that they made, crime in this country is through the roof. And we have a new form of crime. It's called migrant crime. And it's happening at levels that nobody thought possible.
President Trump, as you know, the FBI says overall violent crime is actually coming down in this country. But Vice
Excuse me,
President
the FBI they were defrauding statements. They didn't include the worst cities. They didn't include the cities with the worst crime. It was a fraud. Just like their number of 818,000 jobs that they said they created turned out to be a fraud.
One long, angry line later.
More information about crime in America, and FBI data shows crime is not down. The agency previously claimed crime decreased between 2021 and 2022 by 1.7%, but the revised data shows violent crime actually increased in that time, up by 4.5%. The revelations come after the FBI quietly updated its report showing more than 1.1 million violent crimes in 2021 and 1.2 million cases in 2022. Now, Oklahoma Congressman Kevin Hern writing right here. In Kamala Harris's America Crime is Soaring, FBI first claimed violent crime fell in 2022, but the updated data reveals thousands more murders, rapes, robberies, and assaults. If they got 2022 wrong, how can we trust the 2023 numbers? Americans are less safe under Harris-Biden.
I believe in coincidences. Coincidences happen every day. But I don't trust coincidences.
In numerous videos, we've discussed about the crime situation here in NYC. Throughout, we talked about the Roosevelt Avenue situation, which basically, there you have the current Mayor Eric Adams, who's touting, says, we're going to clean it up, we're going to do it, but it's a photo op. It's an election year. Things are not going to be done. We have a video coming out that Governor Hochul is sending the state police. But I'll tell you this, from the videos that I've seen from YouTubers out there, things haven't changed. It continues. They're just going to move it off to the side temporarily. And then when the police are gone, they're back in business again. And we hear from the mayor, and he says, well, crime is down in New York. It's a lot safer here. And he's incorrect. The stats are showing that differently. The stats that he's giving are incorrect. They're not the proper stats. He's leaving out a lot of stuff from those stats. Because, we have stories that, like, out of the New York Post that says at least 74 to 75% of the crimes in the city are committed by illegal migrants. And those are the stats that are not being added into there. We have a baby face. If you haven't caught the video yet from last week, we have a baby face mob that's out there, gang from Tren de Agua, who are doing crimes that they've been arrested on multiple times, and nothing's been done about it. You had one child on the cover, a 15-year-old child on the cover of the New York Post that said he's been arrested, 11 times, but yet nothing has been done. He continues to make these crimes, and he's armed with a knife. And then we had the debate, the ABC debate between the former president of the United States and the current vice president. And it was mentioned that crime stats were up. And the ABC moderator said, no, that's incorrect, Mr. President. The crime stat, according to the FBI, the crime stats are down. And the response from Donald Trump was, no, the stats are incorrect. They're missing certain stats from the big cities: California, Chicago, New York. They're missing from those stats. But yet he was slammed down by the moderator. He said, no, the FBI numbers are right. But guess what? What happened last week? Guess what? There's a website for news called Real Clear Investigations. And they did some checking in, and basically something happened in the last couple of days. The stats have been revised quietly. Nobody's talking about it really, other than us on YouTube. People like myself, Tim Pool, Stephen Crowd, and many others. But what has happened is because this is an election year, and this tells us how corrupt our FBI is right now. Because basically they're trying to drive a narrative for the current administration that they're doing their job, but they're not. But I'm not knocking on every FBI agent on there. There's some good people there. That unfortunately there are others who are driving the narrative that they should not be in this job. That they're doing this to our country. Why are they hiding these numbers? Because they're going to lose power when the elections come around. And that probably they'll be fired themselves with all those who they've tried to protect. So we're going to read this off of Real Clear Investigations. Stealth edit: FBI quietly revises violent crime stats. When the FBI originally released the final crime data for 2022 in September of 2023, it reported that the nation's violent crime rate fell by 2.1%. This quickly became and remains a Democratic Party talking point to counter Donald Trump's claim of soaring crime. But the FBI has quietly revised those numbers, releasing new data that shows violent crime increased in 2022 by 4.5%.
I fucking knew it! Oh!
The new data includes thousands of more murders, rapes, robberies, and aggravated assault. The Bureau, which has been at the center of the partisan storms, made no mention of these revisions in the September 2024 press release. RCI discovered the change through a cryptic reference on the FBI website that states the 2022 violent crime rate has been updated for inclusion of the CIUS 2023. But there is no mention that the numbers increased. One only sees the change by downloading the FBI new crime data and comparing it to the file released last year. After the FBI released its new crime data in September, a USA Today headline read, "Violent crime dropped for the third straight year in 2023, including murder and rape." It's been over 3 weeks since the FBI released the revised data. The Bureau's lack of acknowledgement or explanation about the significant change concerned researchers. I've checked the data on total violent crime from 2004 to 2022. Carl Moody, a professor at the College of William and Mary who specializes in studying crime, told Real Clear Investigations there were no revisions from 2004 to 2015 and from 2016 to 2020. There were small changes of less than 1% point. The huge changes in 2021 and 2022, especially without an explanation, makes it difficult to trust the FBI data. Yes, how can we trust this? How can we trust the new coming data for 2024? Because it's probably going to be higher. Yeah, I said it. It's going to be higher.
He's right. Do you know that?
It's up to the FBI to explain what they've done, and they haven't explained these large changes. Dr. Thomas Marvell, president of the Justice Research and Criminal Justice Statistical Research organization, told RCI. The FBI did not respond to the RCI's repeated request for comment. Now, there's a lot of other numbers. I can inundate you with a lot of numbers and statistics and stuff like that, but I'm not going to do that. And what I'm going to say is, go ahead and I always tell people this, when in doubt, research it yourself. And I'm going to tell you, my viewers, research it. I could throw you these numbers, and people are going to say, well, we don't trust those numbers. Go ahead and look it up yourself. But what I want to put into emphasis on this entire video, is that we have a crime wave going on. We have players from all over the world coming into this country illegally. People said, well, the Mexicans is the one that are coming across the border. No, we have people from as far as China, Asia, Africa, India, the Middle East that are coming into this country. They're not being identified when they come into this country. They may say, well, what about the families, the children? They don't care about the children. We have Venezuelan child gangs running amok in New York City right now, and in several other states as well. We have Tren de Agua gangs that are running in Aurora, Colorado, Texas, and a couple of other states that they've taken over complexes. We heard that situation, and I played that video for you. That interview with J.D. Vance on that Sunday morning, where basically you had the host say, well, they've only been a couple of places, but, they're handling it. And, actually, let me play it again for you.
I'm going to stop you because I know exactly what happened. Martha. I'm going to stop you. The incidents were limited to a handful of apartment complexes, and the mayor said our dedicated police officers have acted on those concerns. A handful of problems.
Only, Martha, do you hear yourself? Only a handful of apartment complexes in America were taken over by Venezuelan gangs, and Donald Trump is the problem and not Kamala Harris's open border? Americans are so fed up with what's going on, and they have every right to be. And I really find this exchange, Martha, sort of interesting because you seem to be more focused with nitpicking everything that Donald Trump has said rather than acknowledging that apartment complexes in the United States of America are being taken over by violent gangs.
This is the situation. The media pushes this off as a nothing burger. But I'm going to tell you straight out, this is a major problem to our country. We have an invading force that is creating a major crime wave. We have people in Philadelphia, New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Seattle that are dealing with zombie drugs. We have a major, and what I mean by zombie drugs is that they're taking a dose of fentanyl mixed with a tranquilizer that just literally, that's burning off parts of their body. We have a fentanyl crisis that are killing our children, our family members. We have new drugs out there, carfentanil. There's a pink cocaine drug, which is just as dangerous as well out there. We have a marijuana situation where we have the CCP that basically that they're running illegal farms here, plus with the cartels as well. That they've taken over farms and they're funneling in. We don't even know what is in those cannabis bats that they're putting out. We don't know, and they're being sold on the streets illegally. Meanwhile, the ones that are being cropped up, being pulled up by the NYPD and the Sheriff's Department here in New York, they're being destroyed. The evidence is being destroyed before they even get to court on that. In other words, no chain of evidence. Monies have disappeared that were taken from a lot of these places, these stores, these smoke shops, these delis. bodegas, and some of the Operation Padlock victim, and I'm calling them victims, some of them are innocent. You had one guy who one of his workers had in his pocket 8 ounces of marijuana or gummy or whatever it was. It was cannabis. But they shut down the shop because of that. He wasn't selling it. It was his own personal use. He's legally, and I don't like the law, but he was legally allowed to carry that. But yet they closed the place down. They took his vape pens, which he was licensed to do in that store, to sell that. He was licensed to basically sell cigarettes and all that. And they took his money. They took some of his inventory. And yet he's still dealing with it. We have corruption left and right in our cities as far as our politicians. Needs to be resolved. We have crime issues. As I said before, we have illegal migrants that are causing these crimes. We have human trafficking. We have prostitutions on Roosevelt Avenue that just basically not really truly being resolved. We need ICE here to handle this. We need these people arrested, handed over to ICE, and let ICE handle it from there, which they will be deported. That's how we stop some of this crime. I mean, here in Staten Island, we have our issues with crime. At least the police is handling most of the situations. They're handling the shoplifting issues. They're handling other issues. But still, we have the sheriff's department coming in, shutting down the illegal cannabis shops. But also, they're taking their money and not listing it. They're not giving property paperwork, which basically that's what you're supposed to do. When you are doing an investigation, you have chain of custody again. But meanwhile, you have Mayor Adams sitting there just throwing stuff into a truck, and basically it's being taken to Ohio. I think that's what they said. They're doing it to be destroyed. But no cases has been solved. No cases has been done to this situation. Why are they sending the evidence to be destroyed? Good question. Good question. But now we have the FBI here finally putting the correct numbers, and we're seeing that our own government has been lying to us for quite some time. Crime is up across the board. They just want to hide this. They want to be in the right when they're in the wrong. Remember, elections are around the corner. Ask yourself, who am I going to elect? Same as it ever was? Or return back to the way it was prior, when things were working? That's what I ask. And we're talking about a government. And also, we have mayor in here. If you're a New Yorker, we have the mayor elections around the corner. If Mayor Eric Adams stays in office, if he's out, if he decides to resign, or if if the governor decides to let him go and says he needs to leave office, we'll have an election probably early January, February. Sooner than later. Remember, pay attention to who you're going to vote for. Pay attention who's in office that are giving you these details. Don't hire someone because of their race, creed, color, gender. Hire them as if it were your own business. That if they're going to do the job, respect your beliefs. Go by the law. Not saying, well, I'm going to go by the law. No. Tell me, what are you going to do to clean up the city? What are you going to do to clean up this country, to do us right? So let me know in the comments below your thoughts about this. Tell me, this is quietly being touted on there. Quietly. And still, the mainstream media is going to tell you, no, crime is down. Crime is down. You know, they're going to still push that out till after Election Day. So comment, like, share this video, and you know that little subscribe button at the bottom? Hit that right now. It's really important because, you know, we need to move up on the algorithm. We need to get this message out to everybody. This is something that they don't want you to know about. That's right. They don't want you to know about this. And they're going to continue to try to push this bad narrative out to you. So once again, thank you very much for those of you who have subscribed already. And thank you for those for clicking on this video. I mean, there are hundreds of videos, thousands of videos actually you could have clicked on, but you clicked on this one, and we really do appreciate it, and we thank you very much. So until next time, thank you for tuning in, and so long.